Hulk chicken. What's happening, chicken nuggets? Sorry. So sorry for that. If this is your intro to the channel and you decide to just fuck off, I'm okay with it after using that line. It's totally justified on your end. Anyway, it's back day. Heading to the gym in the whip on the highway. And energy's kind of low today. Can't see shit. It's raining. I went to the States. Hung out with Pops. He went to this burger joint not far from his house. Grabbed us some food. Holy shit. Those burgers were banging. Fucking delicious. Pretty big. Like usually when I go somewhere, a restaurant, not to sound like a complete fucking caveman, but I always ask, like, what's your biggest burger? They're usually not that big. This one was pretty big. On a good day, I could still eat two, though. It didn't come with that many fries. But anyway, going to the gym, gonna hit back. Energy's pretty low. It'll pick up once I'm in there. It always does. Yeah, I'll probably start out with the newly added piece, the seal row. Then go over to the T-bar row. Then side laterals. Why did I say side laterals? And lat pull downs, sorry. And then possibly some seated rows, we'll see. And then I've got some biceps after that. Yesterday I had the day off. Had some plans, so didn't bother coming. Woke up today feeling pretty good for the most part. Even health-wise, like, I think the worst of pneumonia is behind us. I will say, though, I coughed up some pretty gnarly stuff earlier. It was like the same texture as skin, and it was something called bronchial casting. It was putrid. But I mean, I'm clearing out, I guess. And cycle update, took my second shot tonight. Still at 200 milligrams. This one was a lot easier than the last one. It just went in like butter, no issues. So there's that. Other than that, I don't really have too much to say. I think my energy's down mainly because the big meal and Friday I slept like ass. Saturday, I mean, even after having 3 hours of sleep, I still stayed up fairly late. I didn't wake up too early today, but I can tell my rhythm's off. So you're a little sleepier than I should. Friday I had 3 hours sleep. Could not sleep after that event. Fuck. I don't even want to talk about it. It's just, you guys know what I'm talking about. The fight. I think I went to bed at like actually to sleep a little after 3:30. Then I had to get up at around 6:45, but I woke up at 6:30 when I was up for the day. There was a point around 4 I passed out for like 40 minutes while watching a Dogman documentary. Yeah, I'm into cryptids. My fucking For You page on TikTok and YouTube homepage, it filled with all kind of bullshit. But yeah, energy's low. Took my pre. Should perk up. And if not, we will just amp ourselves up on pure willpower alone. Because I'm excited to get a wide back. Same thing as usual. Go with as much weight as we can handle without too much form breakdown. You know the drill. Go from there. Yeah, I'll see you in there. Alright, here's my first working set with 225. About the 5th or 6th rep, I felt something in my right bicep, but it wasn't painful. It just felt like it almost overstretched. So after this set, I dropped the weight down to 185. As I go through the movement, I try to pin my shoulders back and fully contract the upper back. Before, I would just kind of pull my arms up and it would just hit the lats. It would hit them well, but I find really squeezing the entire back, I feel it all. It works pretty well for me. See me getting my little shruggies in there. Helps me feel my upper back, connect to it before I start pulling. That's just something I do. It works for me. You can do whatever the fuck you wanna do. And the dreaded fatigue starts to set in. And form starts to break down. It's okay though. We're working. So before the seal row was added, this was my starting exercise. And I would do, the most I had done was 4 sets of 7, or 5 sets of 7 with 4 plates. I thought the 3 plates would feel pretty easy, but I overestimated my ability, and I was pooched. I got like 4 sets of 7 reps. Actually, that's a lie. I think I failed this set, and then I dropped the weight down. I take away a 45 and use a 25 instead, because your boy was pooched. You know, recording yourself and watching the footage, you notice things about yourself. I did not know I flicked my fucking tongue as much as I do when I'm struggling with weights. What the fuck is that? But I mean, that's the sign of the struggle, baby. I was doing work. Nah, he's definitely got the tism. So instead of sitting on this, I'm gonna sit under this with my knees under here. So it's that much greater. The range of motion. Bigger stretch. Not a lot to say about this. It's pretty basic. I stretch at the top. When I pull it down, I try not to lean back too far. Try Trying to keep all the tension in the muscles I want worked. Not trying to use as much momentum. Really pull with my arms, but I do shrug it down with my shoulders. Yeah, it's pretty basic. I have a hard time connecting to my right lat though. I'm unsure as to why. I've had issues on that entire side ever since I had the minor pec tear. So that's something I'm really trying to fix and work on. I mean, I don't notice a huge difference on either side right now, at least in this video, so that's a plus. Change the angle just so you can see like I'm not swinging back too far. I lean a bit forward. Helps with the stretch. And yeah, you can really notice here that I'm not actually sitting on the seat. It's just stabbing into my fat gut. And I sit on the plastic piece instead. I also just wanted you guys to see my stupid faces I make. I'm just kidding, he's a cutie. That guy's definitely on the spectrum though. I rarely use this grip, but I just wanted to try it. Felt pretty good, the close grip pull downs. Really hitting those rhomboids, oh fuck. I believe this set is a drop set, which in hindsight wasn't actually a terrific idea. Unless I next time go heavier with my starting set and then use the weight I'm using at this point for the dropped portion, because that weight's the only reason I'm not fucking falling back. It's a very difficult position to sit in if you're using lightweight, at least if like you're my weight anyway. Like if that weight was any lighter, I wouldn't be able to sit up and do this exercise the way I'm doing it. But no pain, no gain, fellas. That's not true. It's one thing some of you might have noticed is I actually used 2 different sets of straps on back day. For rows, I'll use my figure 8 straps, and then for pull downs, just use the conventional straps. I just find they work better each in specific exercises. I mean, that's just a me thing though. It's just the tism. And here we're trying to cause as much damage to the brachialis as possible. So I just keep my elbows at an angle, try to do that the entire time. Forcing my fucking forearms back as much as possible. It feels pretty good for me, it works well. I think this was the only set I recorded because it's boring. I only did about 3 sets. I wasn't trying to demolish my arms. I mean, I have arm day in a couple days, so just wanted a little bit of stimulus. It's the same deal here. Pin the elbows as well as you can. I was fatigued, so I might not have done the greatest job. So controlled. Only had about 20 pounds here. Wasn't trying to destroy the bicep. Just get some stimuli going. My form's changed a lot over the years. I used to turn my entire wrist because Rich Piana said it was a good idea, but now I'm just trying to focus on the bicep specifically. R.I.P. Rich, no disrespect, but I've stopped doing that specific style. And that's the workout. I just wanted to go home and watch From. So, bro's gonna start yapping in the whip in a second. What's up, chicken nuggets? We started it, we're sticking with it. I've got my toesies fully encompassed, firmly and gently, in my Crocs on the road in the whip. So the workout's over. Felt pretty good for the most part. What the fuck? Oh. There's somebody with their 4-ways on in front of me. Just give me a second. Let me get around you, big guy. Fucking, fuck. Hey, thanks, buddy. I'm not blaming him. Just people wouldn't let me pass. But anyway. Back day was alright. Some biceps in there and reverse curl action. It's pretty good. I switched the weight. I'm sure I'll mention this in better detail during the voiceover, because after a workout I'm kind of a fog-brained imbecile. But anyway, switched the weight on the seal rows. Not because it felt like extremely difficult. It's tough with the 225 on there. But the last back day I had, like 18 days ago, 20 days ago now, whatever, I don't know. Losing count. But I did 4 sets of 7. Decently strict form. And it felt, it wasn't, I don't want to call it a pull, but like a stretch in my left bicep. And it just didn't feel right. And as I was doing the rows with 225 today, I had a feeling reminiscent of that in the same bicep. So I'm not risking it. I'm just dropping it. That's the last thing I need. So yeah, sometimes just listen to your body. I mean, at the end of the day, the majority of us want to go heavy. We don't want to have to switch weights out in the middle of the gym when we've already made the choice what to work with. But sometimes you just have to do it. Just listen to your body, because you might regret it. And I've had many instances like that. I don't want to say too many. I don't want to sound like a fucking idiot completely. My grammar choice alone makes me sound incoherent. But yeah, I went down to 185. Still did sets of 7. Really try to bring my shoulders back to get the full contraction of my back, rather than just bring my arms up. I'm pretty sure I was doing a decent job of that. Then you probably see me do it. I'll do sort of a shrug, just in between reps, just so I can feel my upper back, and then go for that big pull. Track that much harder. I mean, it might sound idiotic to some people, but it works for me. Just do whatever works for you. Everything went pretty well. I feel good. Biceps, I didn't go crazy on them. I didn't go crazy. Just a few sets of reverse curls. Really need to work the outer head. I never really trained reverse curls that often. Or I haven't done hammer curls in a while either. Really, just my whole arm's not great, so we're just gonna start hitting it from every angle. Bicep curls, actually reverse and just straight up curls. You might notice I try to keep my elbows on an angle. I mentioned this on arm day. I try to push them out a bit and just let my forearm bend down as far as I can just to get a greater stretch. Feels pretty good to me most days. Some days I feel kind of stiff. It feels uncomfortable. Again, like if you ever just feel uncomfortable doing something, like we've all heard this a million times, but gosh darn it, it's the truth. Like if something hurts, just stop. Like when I was younger, like 20, 21, my main man on YouTube, honest to God, like I've listed a bunch out before, but George Lehman, man, holy fuck. That guy was it. Absolute monster. If anyone's watching this, like the younger crowd, they're like, who's that? Look him up. Goddamn machine. I mean, now he's just in real estate. Like, good for him. Honest to God, like, he's making bank. He's happy, living his best life in, I think, Thailand. But man, I miss those old days. Those fucking 900-pound deadlifts. He was huge. Well, he is still huge. But yeah, I would try to emulate him in the gym. I would get way too psyched up. Fucking, like, teary-eyed at times. And just go hard, but you can only, like, go that hard for so long. Like, even when I was a teenager, like, my friends and I, oh, God. Like, I wish I could go back in time and tell 17-year-old little nugget, hey, dude, like, you gotta chill the fuck out, buddy. Like, you need to relax. Like, I did not know what I was doing at all. I was just training. I had a trainer for a bit at first gym I joined, and I remember he was pretty. He's a beast himself. He's a monster, and I remember he seemed kind of interested talking to me at first, like going through what I wanted to do. Like he was pretty specific. He was like, "Okay, so like, what are you looking for out of this? You just want to get better at sports for school?" And I was like, "You know, Ronnie Coleman." And he had his head down, right? He just looked at me like, and like, oh man, I used a lot of his tips. I was just trying to get huge, but at the same time, I didn't know what I was doing. So he told me like to gain weight, pour olive oil on pizza, things of that nature, and I did it. But I didn't know what I was doing back then. I remember the town I live in, we had an Olympic-sized track. I don't know if it's still there or not. But I would run every morning. Like the first thing I would do, I would rise out of bed, throw shorts on, maybe go pee, and then just run. At the most, I couldn't get past 18 laps. I would hit 18 laps, and then that was just the start of it. From there, I would run out of the field. I would run up my street, run down another street, go down another street, go up the fucking other street, and then sprint the last sidewalk to my house. And then I would go inside, hit my heavy bag for 9 rounds, and then lift weights in my basement, and then I'd go to the gym later with my friends, and then I would do that ridiculous run before I went to bed at like 12 at night again. Like, my God. And then I would eat like fucking 1,300 calories a day. It was all like chicken and asparagus and maybe steak. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get huge protein. And then half my calories are from a protein shake called Freak Fix back in the day. And that shit doesn't exist anymore, so. Man. Yeah, just. Younger guys, just try not to emulate any specific person. And everyone shits on the science-based lifters. I mean, clearly there's something to it, because a lot of those guys are pretty built. Like, yeah, sure, it's cool to just say fuck it and go hard, whatever. But a lot of the guys that say fuck it and go hard, you don't know what they're doing for recovery. You have no clue. Like, they might tell you, oh, yeah, man, just get your rest and eat your calories. And they're going home and popping fucking D-ball, Tren, whatever. Or they could just be genetic anomalies too. I don't know. Just don't hurt yourself. That's the main point here. Because once you hurt yourself to a certain degree, certain point, it's just gonna linger for the rest of your life. Like, I wanted to see how many reps of 500 pounds I could get on a deadlift. I was thinking like 10 or 11. And this is back when I was 20. I grabbed the bar and I ripped that bitch up so fast. But I had the original Versa grips on. And I don't know what they're like now, honestly. I know they're fucking expensive. But they were held together with Velcro at that point. And Velcro, like, you use them enough, they're gonna give eventually. And they chose to give that night, and 500 pounds crashed on my knee. And my knee has not been right since. And go along with that whole hardcore mentality, after I dropped it, I sat for like 20 minutes in an absurd amount of pain. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it anyway. And I got like 2 or 3 reps. I was like, I think I should go home. And then a 30-minute walk. Well, regularly takes 30 minutes. It took me like 2 hours to walk home. And then after that, I just laid in bed for 2 days. Like, just take care of yourself. Train smart. Some mistakes you can't reverse. And you just have to deal with the consequences of your actions. Womp womp. Well, yeah, now I'm just about home. I'm a little hungry, but I don't think I'm gonna eat anything substantial. Honestly, I'm not that hungry. I had a pretty big burger. It was pretty goddamn big. Like, again, I'll ask for the biggest burger at the restaurant, and I'm usually disappointed. But this burger was, she's a big girl. She's a big girl. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll make some shrimp. Some coleslaw, some beans, sour cream, make like a little bowl. And then it's Sunday, so you know what that means. You know that what's going to be on TV. And if you don't, I don't know where you're from. Yeah, it was a pretty bad joke. Well, I'm going to watch From now. So, yeah, stay safe. Have a good night.